Here, as for Oxford English Dictionary, service is the action of serving, helping, or benefiting, uh, tending to help the people, okay, to the welfare or the advantage of another. And here it comes. Oxford Dictionary clearly speaks about something related to not for profit. Oxford Dictionary, okay, speaks about services as not for profit organizations, not for profit motive, not for profit motive or motives. And it says, okay, for the sake of now helping and to create welfare in the society among the people and creation of employment and creating public services, friendly or professional assistance. This is what exactly your Oxford Dictionary speaks about services. When you look at the examination, probably this would be your question. Define services, explain its meaning and concept. Okay, one possibility. And the other possibility is that along with that, we can say that explain 5 different characteristics of services. Okay, all together maybe for 10 marks. And if you look at the first part of the definition, it speaks about action of serving, helping, or benefiting. Okay, creating welfare among the societies for the advantage of another, creation of employment, okay, creation of public services, friendly and or professional assistance. Professional assistance basically speaks about consultancy. Professional assistance, professional assistance, it speaks about consultancy. Consultant, no, consultancy work. Next, okay, this is the second part of the definition. Okay, Philip Kotler's definition. It's an important definition. Majority of the teachers or the lecturers, they expect this definition to be written in the answer script. Are you following me? Majority of the teachers, including me, expect this definition. Okay, Oxford Dictionary is fine and other definitions also fine, but okay, being Philip Kotler as one of the most celebrated author in the marketing and the services management, the people expect this definition. Philip Kotler defines a service as any act or performance that one party offers to another that is essentially intangible in nature and does not result in the ownership of anything, and its production may or may not be tied to the physical product. Its production, the services may or may not be tied up, may or may not be in conjunction with, or may not be in connection with your physical product. I can say you purchase a tangible product. There is something called as after sale service. Okay, this particular statement may or may not be tied up with a physical product. Okay, that is I can relate this to your after sale service. You purchase a four-wheeler, and that four-wheeler, okay, comes under the physical category. and maybe once in 6 months or once in every 4 months or 1 year or so, okay, you go over, taking the assistance, service assistance, where exactly, okay, you will have this kind of the assistance from the expert mechanics or the expert no technicians to help to your vehicle to be in well, to be set in well condition, and that is what is called as may or may not be tied up with the physical product. And if you visit a restaurant and you have the services and you are not tied up with the physical product, and when it comes to your other products, okay, with regard to some of these no tangibles, okay, you are tied up with a physical product, but the service, okay, that they're going to enjoy, that is only for a particular period of time. Okay, that's it. Once you leave that particular the mechanic shop, or maybe that car, the space where exactly you are enjoying all the services and all, okay, that's it. Only after 6 months or 1 year again you visit there, that's it. Okay, these are all some of the critical definitions given by many experts, many authors, many thinkers. Okay, Philip Kotler says about this: you may or may not tied up with a physical product. According to Kotler and Armstrong, again Philip Kotler combined with Armstrong, he says that service is an activity or benefit that one party can offer to another party that is essentially intangible and does not result in the ownership. Almost it is in line with the same definition, no change in that. Okay, now I'm entering into altogether a different dimension of services management. Altogether a different dimension, altogether a different dimension of services management. A different dimension of altogether a different dimension of services management or management of services, which directly relates to your customer orientation. Customer orientation and services. A service is an activity. A service, okay, it is an activity. It's not and it's an activity or services of activities more or less intangible in nature. Almost all the definitions, one thing is most common, that is the intangible nature. That is the intangible nature of services. Okay, take place in interactions between the customer and service employees and our systems and the service provider, which are provided as solutions to customer problems. Okay, customers may face different problems while dealing with their products, may be physical, may not be physical. Okay, maybe their problems are tangible in nature or intangible in nature, and any services which aims at resolving and providing the solutions, okay, that deals with their no that deals with the aspect of customer orientation, or it is directly connected to customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. Here where the delivery of service quality gap. Here exactly, okay, at this point of customer satisfaction, providing solutions to customer problems, providing solutions to customer problems, customer satisfactions, customer and the service provider, and the interactions that happens, that takes place between the two. And here exactly we arrive at a point, and here exactly, okay, we deal with, we come across the concept of the delivery of service quality gaps. Service quality gap. Today I will try to explain the diagram in detail. Okay, hardly we have some, okay, 4 or 5 slides left. Okay, here in this. After that, directly I'll go to that particular gap with the diagram, and I'll try to explain that. Now, services include all those economic activities. Now, look at the other dimension here. The first dimension that I have spoken is about customer orientation. The next dimension is its economic activity, or the dimension which involves what is called as economic motives. Economic motives. Economy, if you say, okay, automatically that speaks about something in return. Something in return. Something in return. Okay, we look forward. We look forward